Okay, we're back. So this green box, I definitely want to hide it. So of course you can expand this and find it and hide it. You could also, I'm going to give you multiple tools as we go. So you could also select it and you can go to the object because you want to affect the object. And you can go to hide or control 3 and it'll hide that selection. And then now, I know it's confusing because you could actually see the shape and also the original artwork. I think the next one I want to do for you guys, because everything else should be pretty basic, is let's do this one here. What I'm going to do is, since I already did a lot of the work, although it's not perfect, we're going to just cheat. We're going to do Alt, and we're going to bring it here. I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to take this corner and reduce it and kind of make it like this, right? I'm cheating, guys, and I'm totally cool. It doesn't have to be perfect again. Just understand the concept of stretching, scaling, and stuff like that. And then I am going to mirror this, and then I'm going to combine it. Okay, so you select it, and then you go to this rotate tool, but there's a little arrow there. So you're going to hold it down, and then you'll get a reflect tool. And you will, and then didn't make a copy. Shoot, you know what? I'm just going to make a copy of that. And there's a couple of ways of doing it. No, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm just going to reflect it. Oh, you hold down Alt, and then you make another copy. Duh. Guys, also, I haven't used Illustrator in a minute. So I'm kind of doing all of this on the fly. And I'm going to combine these two together. And then after that, I'm going to combine. Now it's one shape. And we're going to fill it black. Okay, I'm going to undo that real quick because I kind of did it quick. So what I did was I selected it. By default, you get a white fill and a black background. So I just selected that. And then I flipped it, meaning make my stroke my fill color and my fill color my stroke. And then I'm also going to, now the stroke's in front, I'm going to take that out. So now I have that part done. This part should be easy, guys. Oh, it's a triangle. So let's just go to Ngon and then do this. Before you let it go, you hold down the down arrow and it'll give you, less points. You go up arrow, it'll give you more points. All right. So I'm going to go down to 3-point triangle. It doesn't matter where that is because now I'm going to just hit the line, expose the white arrow. You got to make sure that you're grabbing that point. And there you go. So I have that. Go to V, my full selection, hold down Alt, bring it here, maybe rotate this back. And then I'm going to go to my white arrow and just kind of move these things in place. And you also want to be mindful, like if you want to snap to certain things, make sure that you're snapping to them. Okay, so that one's, let me move it off really quick. And move that. Okay, so that one can stay black. That one is going to go pink. So remember, you select it, you hit I, hit the color, you get that, and it has no stroke, so it's perfect. Move it right back. This one has no stroke. Good. Move it right back. So yeah, so we are getting closer and closer to this collage. We want to unhide this guy right here. And we're getting there. Okay, so let's hide him again really quick. And Let's see, what do we want to do next? Okay, so I think the next possible difficult one is this one. So let's just kind of do it from scratch. I will try to slow down. Let's just make a perfect circle and let's be okay. So sometimes you make a circle, but you want to kind of line it up and trace it. But if you let it go, it'll stop. If you hold on the space bar, it'll allow you to reposition before you commit to that circle. You see that? So I'll hold on the space bar, kind of get it close to where I want, and then I can let everything go. So okay, so that's another trick. I'm going to do another circle here. Again, I can start anywhere, but this is an oval. But to make a circle, you hold down Shift. To reposition, don't let anything go. Just hold down the space bar like you're playing piano. You're holding on multiple keys. And I'm going to make this a little bigger because circle's bigger. It's about right there. And then you can let everything go, kind of one at a time too. So I got those two circles going. I think I'm going to do a pretty big rectangle here. Obviously, I want to stop right at the corner of that small circle. So let's just take it a little bit at a time. Take these two guys. Take these two guys and then combine them. And then I'll do another rectangle. Again, I'll be making sure that I am at the anchor point. And I'm going to stop right there. And I'm going to just kind of do that. And just kind of slowly build this thing up, right? Yeah, a little bit at a time. So now I just got to finish this. This time I'm going to do something different. I'm going to go to my pen tool. I'm going to start here. And the thing is, when you start clicking single line, you get straight lines. Remember that? And then when you click, and then you go and you click and drag, this is technically a straight line that turns into a curve, okay? But let's say you want to start the point and you want to tell the point, hey, you're a curve, and you want to end and you're a curve. So what you do is you click and drag and you get these handles. So that establish a corner, and then you click and drag. So then you get both points being a curve point. So that's what I want to do. I want to start at this path. Actually, I'm going to come here, come right to this path. But now, okay, hold on. Let me do that again. I'm going to just click. So that's like a straight node is what I'm going to call it. And I'm going to go to this path and I'm going to click and drag here because I want a curve node. Click and drag, and I'm going to start the curve somewhere here. Doesn't matter because I'm going to adjust it. Come here to this path, click and drag, right? And then it doesn't matter what I do here. I'm just going to click, click, and click. So basically I made this shape. Now I'm going to come back in here and adjust these handles. Oop. Make sure you get your mouse and be right on them. And adjust. Geez. Click it. I totally need some glasses. There. So again, this is just this kind of a blob shape, right? But what I want to do now, I'm going to take this shape and the blob shape together and combine them. And I get what I need out of it, right? So let me get rid of all this stuff here. And this is going to be filled eyedropper blue. And then let's just move it to the side a little bit. And I'm going to make a copy. 1, 2, 3. And all of them, no fill, and just a black outline. So let's just start with this guy here. I'm just going to reduce it. And again, I'm probably going to adjust one for you just for the sake of demo. Yeah. Let's do it, because this is kind of a freehand thing. So let me just not cheat too much. So I'm going to come back in here. You know, again, you guys have the ability to change the path. Remember that. Oops. Golly. Anchor. Oh, there's two anchors. This is way too much. I don't want you guys to be watching me doing this, but anyway. That anchor I'm going to get rid of because I don't want too many anchor points. And then here, if you noticed here, I want this to be curved, but it only has one handle just for the top. It's super easy. You get this anchor point tool, you click and drag, and then it'll drag out both handles. All right. And then after that, you go back to the wide arrow to adjust it. It's kind of weird, but you guys will get the workflow. Oh, I'm only going to do one of these, man, or else you guys will be watching me for like 10 hours. And there's a lot of... And if you have too many anchor points, it's actually not good for control. So I'm going to delete a few. And this one has two handles, which is perfect. I'm going to bring that back here and pull that handle right over the top. That's not bad. You know what? I'm going to just stop it there. And you guys can do what you will with all of this. I'm just highlighting the point. And then, hey, that was much easier. That was a lot less painful. Anyway, let me do the third one. Again, you get the selection tool so that you're not moving one anchor at a time, and then you get the direct selection tool. Maybe highlight just these two guys because you just want to move. Oof. I'm going to double click. Okay. Also, because you notice that I try to window this, but I selected this thing too. So you can double click on any shape, and then you're isolating only that shape. So you don't have to be concerned about selecting something that you didn't want to select. Okay, so again, oh, yeah, I clicked away. Double click up V. And then A for direct selection. Okay. So there you go. Double click out of that. And that's how you create that. You want to make sure all of these things are, let's say, arrange and bring to front. And that guy's behind these lines. So here you go. I know that looks pretty terrible. It's okay. Again, you know, we're going to get more and more accurate as you guys get more used to this. Okay, and one more kind of tool, just so that we stay very disciplined. On this one, the outline is just here, but there's no bottom outline. The best way to do that is actually so that, let's first kind of move it out again, so we can work on this independently. There's a couple of ways to do this. The easiest thing to do is to cut this, right? So let's just kind of analyze this. So if you see this, there's an anchor point here, and there's two anchor points on the corner. Obviously, these anchor points are all connected. So we can do a couple of things. So if you select this anchor point, you have this tool called Cut Path at Selected Anchor Point. So I do that. So what that does is it creates two anchor points, one there and one there. Again, we'll probably come across this issue in other exercises, but now this is considered an open path, meaning, you know, if I pour water in here, it'll bleed out, open out, okay? So, but this is what we want right now because we just want the outline. So now I can go to these two anchor points and delete it, and this line will disappear up to this anchor point. So that's technique number one, right? And then, so that one's done. Let me go here. Another technique, which is also easy, is if you come here, by default, you're going to see the eraser tool. Or you can come to the scissor tool and you can click on if this anchor point didn't exist, by the way, you can create an anchor point and then you can come back and cut it at that anchor point. So just to make sure that you know that it's cut, just pull it, which is good. So then I can select all those and delete it. And let me just do this one here. Since this one has an anchor point here, I'm going to select that anchor. Oop. You see? Because I got shape on top of shape, so you got to be careful. So again, I'm going to select the path, select that anchor, cut it, and then now I should be able to, yeah. Jeez. That's why I moved it out to work on it somewhere out here. Or I could have isolated the layer and all that other stuff, right? Or isolated the object. So I can highlight it. I've selected 2 anchor points. Delete that. Those lines disappear. Now I can go back and reassemble. Painfully. Right there. Right there. I hope you guys can show some patience and do these. These are really great exercises for like controlling shapes and lines. I know that this illustration doesn't look like much, but you guys will learn quite a bit. I think this is going to be my last. Oh, you know what? Let me do one more. We're going on 16 minutes. But this is really 3 boxes, yeah? Let me do it really quick down here. You have your main box. You have another box that is like, let's say somewhere around here, about this tall. And then I'm going to take my direct selection tool and take this path and move it up. All right. And then after that, I'm going to select that and I'm going to go to reflect. And here's my center reflecting point. I'm going to hold down Alt. Oops. Let me see here. Let me do that again. Reflect. Click there. Oh no. Oh, I'm on the direct selection tool. Reflect. Oop. I don't know why that's not happening, guys. Give me a sec. Okay, I'm back. So I'm being pretty dirty here because this one should be at the midpoint. So let me just fix that. Let me figure out. Here's the midpoint. And then I snapped it and I left it right there. And then I'm going to grab that again, hold down Shift so that I come straight down on that midpoint. And then now I'm going to select this thing and I'm going to hit reflect. What's happening is that you guys see this little cyan colored dot? That's the center point of the reflect. So if I start to click and drag, it's going to reflect off the center point. But I want it to reflect off of this point. So what happens is that if I just simply put my cursor on the path and just click once, not click and drag, but click once, it'll reestablish the center point. And you see my cursor change to a black arrow. I'm going to click somewhere else one more time again. Oops. I'm going to, now you see my arrow is like a crosshair. So that means it's ready for a center point. You see that I can put a center point there. I want to reestablish the center point. So I'm going to undo, and then I'm going to come back in here, establish the center point, and now I can rotate. So before I rotate, if I hold down Alt, it'll make a copy. And if I hold down Shift and Alt, it'll rotate in 90 degree. You see that? So then I've created that shape. So now let me go back in here, Alt, scroll. So these two guys will be a white outline. So I'm going to hold down Shift to select both and take that black outline and make it white. You can't see it, but if I take this guy and then flip that to a black background, there you go. So that's how you create it. For you guys, create it to the right size and right shape. We're good. I think that's my last one, man. And then now you guys are all on your own, and hopefully you guys can create this whole poster.